Hey Lou.
What's up, my friend Keith, right?
Yes, that's right, Lou. How are you?
Good. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. So how was your day so far?
So far, kicking butt, and now this is going to be great. Very excited about this.
Fantastic, fantastic, Lou. So Lou, Chapters, your new EP is to be out on November 20th. So would you like to tell me a bit about the songwriting process and the production behind this new EP?
Well, songwriting process was pretty it was pretty wild. We decided we were actually going to get together and really put something out. We had done the Lifetime in Hell about what was it? It's now almost 8 years ago, and it had the two new songs on it. And then after that, it kind of just faded away. I don't think we were ready. It actually went really well. I don't think we were ready for it. So kind of regrouped. And then uh about last year we all decided, okay, let's do something. And John really got the ball rolling. I mean, wrote the majority of the music. And he sent it over to me, and I have my little studio in my walk-in closet here in my townhouse, and I worked on the lyrics and the vocals and the melodies, and it started coming together. And then I went up to New York and Long Island at John's studio, and we did a lot of pre-production for the vocals because the songs were basically written. John basically knew what he wanted, had the vision. They did the drums up there. They tracked the drums already. So I got the completed songs, which I actually like having so that I can formulate to what is there. And went up 3 days. We did almost all the vocal pre-production. It went better than I think either John or I could have expected because John produced everything in his studio, basically kept everything I recorded, went back up to Pennsylvania at Dan's studio up in Soundmine recording for another 11 days, finished the vocals, added all the solos and the kids choir from JT Lambert, the choir on chapter 5. And it came together. I feel that we're really proud of what we did, considering it'd been quite a while.
Mhm.
We all got together at the studio. Mike and Dan threw a couple of solos in. Mike did have a songwriting involvement in chapter 4. He had an idea he wanted, and he took it, and John expanded on it. But we all were part of it, and it was we're real happy with how it came out.
Fantastic. And was there any particular concept or a theme that goes behind this EP?
There is actually. I mean, it's not a concept album per se, but there was a little running thread through all of the songs, kind of dealing with today,
Mhm.
just societal changes and the atmosphere, but we definitely never like to pigeonhole ourselves. And I know lyrically, I never wanted to just say, well, this is what I'm writing about
Mhm.
specifically. I like the listener to listen, feel what they feel about it. But we definitely, I can say on our end, especially in my head with the lyrics, there is a running theme through it. And originally, the idea for the chapters came up. We didn't have song titles in the beginning. We said, let's worry about that at the end.
Yeah.
Why worry about it now? So we basically had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And when we got to the end, we've been doing this, even though we've been out of it for a while, we've been doing this for the better part of 40 years. I don't know. And every song title's been a song title. And, you try to come up with names, and we're laughing at this and we're making fun of each other, going, what? And we said, how about we just keep it song 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I believe it was John who said, like, let's just put it together like it's a book, chapters. And we went, oh, chapter 1 to 5. Then we're like, well, what are we going to call the EP? So we're like, well, let's make it as simple as possible. Chapters, and then there are 5 chapters in
Mhm.
the EP called chapters. Make it easier. But just like a book where every chapter may not follow the one that before it, there is a running theme from the beginning of a book to the end. And that is, as it's kind of weird, like serendipitous how it happened. It did follow the order of the songs, and it does follow a little timeline and story. So for those who get it and get the vibe on it, it'll be great. For those who get something totally different out of it, as long as you get something out of it, we've done what we set out to do and make people just, feel emotional about it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And last month you put up your first single and video, Chapter 5, a great
Yes.
song, an amazing video, fantastic work behind it. So
Thank you.
would you like to tell me a bit about this song in particular and the making of the video?
Sure. Well, the song, it's chapter 5, which is the last chapter in this EP. And, it kind of has a vibe of, as I said, there's a running thread, society things going on. I mean, there's a lot of not great things happening in the world today, just anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. So the theme behind the song was kind of like it was a dichotomy. I mean, the lyrics, the verses are kind of aggressive, and lyrically, it's like, wow, that's painful, and love the bleeding and love the violence. But then the bridge came about with we are the chosen ones, we are the few. And when I sang the demo, I sang it kind of funny, and I remember John was like, why are you singing it like that? I said, well, I hear kids, I think it would be cool. In my head, I'm like, it sounds like kids would be singing it, because it's kind of a song of positivity and hope, and we're going to come out the other side. Things are going to be good, or things will get better. And that was when we came up with the idea to have the choir. And we knew of a choir in the Stroudsburg area, East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, where we went and did the final parts of the EP at Soundmind Recording. And JT Lambert Choir, we contacted the music director, Ms. Andrea Hanzo, and she got the kids together, and we had a whole bunch come down to the studio, and they, recorded their vocal parts, which fit. I don't think they could have done any better. And it really fits the vibe, because, it almost has a nursery rhyme vibe to it with the kids' voices. And it's, children do represent hope. So we put that together. And then when it came time for the video, John, his son's band, Psycho Hill, has used a videographer, producer, director, Tom Flynn, who's done, I mean, everybody, Lamb of God, Buck Cherry. He is from Long Island, as we're all from. And we got together, and he had this idea about, having a lot of the stuff in the background, and, kind of feeding on what the song's about, a little chaos in the world today, but it will get better. And he just was like, get in front of the video. He's like, let's not get too crazy with the concept. Just, no one has seen the band really in a long time. Do what you do. And we really, really love how it came out. I mean, it was we were hoping ideally to get the kids choir involved. It just logistically, it didn't work out the way we had hoped. But you know what? We're really proud of it. It's getting really a lot of great reviews, a lot of great comments. And I think the song is simple but melodic. And it's got a lot of the traits of Wicked Mariah, the aggressive vocals, but melodic choruses. And then the edit part with the kids choir, I think, is just the icing for me anyway. I just love it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And are there any plans to come up with more videos from this EP?
Well, we're going to see. We have some ideas. We do have a lot of stuff. We're not disappearing this time. I've said in a couple of a little posts, on Instagram or Facebook, I said, we're going to be like a fungus. We're just going to keep growing, and we're staying. So, we've got these 5 songs. There was talk of maybe adding to the EP to make it a full length, but you know what we said when we were done with it, it was a moment in time. We captured it. It just felt right. We said, there's no sense in adding anymore. And in this day and age with the music scene, I mean, you don't technically have to put out a full record, because we could release something next month again, So we have some ideas. We're going to see how, once the full EP is out, which songs. We've gotten such great feedback on all the songs from those who've heard the full EP prior. We may do one, but we even have even more stuff coming down the road for 2024. There's 1 or 2 other songs that are finished or almost finished. May have gone back to our past a little bit, our history, and had some fun with 1 or 2 songs from there. And, we're going to have some bonuses and some fun stuff for everyone who stuck by us over these past, like I said, what is it, 30 something years since, we started, and since the Cycles record came out. And we're going to try to, embrace all of our history and our past but the now. So we're open for anything. We really are. If plans come for a video, we're ready to go.
Awesome, awesome. And November 20th, any big plans for the release day?
Well, we're just gonna, we're gonna be all over social media. Right now, what we are doing, ideally, since we haven't, we're honest, we're open with everyone. We haven't played in ages. We've all been playing, but together as a band, we haven't. So we're end of this month, the guys up in New York are going to start planning out some rehearsals. I'm down in Florida. Everybody else is up in New York, but I sing down here almost every weekend. I've kept it going, so I'm ready to roll. The guys up there are going to start getting together. We might have something special in the new year, right around end of January. We're working on something, and then we are hoping to get out and do a bunch of live stuff. Even though it's coming out in November, we're 2024 to us, it's still going to be new. We're going to get out. We're going to be doing some live stuff, whether it's down here in Florida, whether it's up in New York. It may be both. And we've also started the feelers out for a lot of the European tour companies and promotion companies. We would love to get on some of the festivals, whether it's Europe, whether it's here in the States, small, big, a band, needs a support act for a week or two or three. We are not going to go away. We understand it's been a bit. It's a different music scene from when we were out years ago, obviously, but we're kind of embracing it. Our Spotify, our streaming, since this chapter 5 came out 3 weeks ago, we've exploded. We've got our monthly listeners. We're really happy with what's going on. We've got a good team behind us helping us out because, again, we admit it's a different world. Some parts of it are the same, but other things are different. And we've got people who are successful now helping us out. And we're gonna see what happens, but we will be all over social media on the 20th. We're gonna be promoting it, pushing it. I'll probably do a bunch of live video posts. I know we have some interviews set up, so we're just gonna ride it and hope everyone digs it. Now, have you been able to hear the entire EP?
Yep, I did.
Okay, so hopefully you're digging it.
Absolutely amazing album, I would say. Lou. Thank you so much for this awesome EP. And
You're welcome.
like we spoke earlier, it's almost 30 years of Weekend Maraya. So how has this journey been for you guys so far?
It's been great because right now we're loving it. It was hard, in those times when we kind of weren't existent because the whole music scene changed, and it was just hard. And, there was so much out there. And at the time when we kind of disappeared, it was like you were either this or you were this. And we just felt like, you know what? Well, maybe we'll revisit this another time. We didn't expect it to be this long, but now it's so cool because with the internet and with the different streaming sites, and there's such an openness to every style of music now. You could like our style, you could like, The Weeknd, you could like, Taylor Swift. Kids today like everything. And I think that's what has us, I know it definitely is what has us very excited because a lot of the classic fans who like our sound are really digging on what we came up with. But then we're playing it. I know for me, I'm playing it for my goddaughter or my stepdaughter. They're 16 and 17. And especially a song like Chapter 5 or Chapter 1 also. It's 16 and 17-year-old teenagers, these girls going, this is great. I want to play it for all my friends. And we were like, what? Wait, what? Seriously? They're digging it. So we are really energized and excited. Like the past couple of years where we did nothing or when it was hard, that doesn't even exist anymore because right now we're just feeling such a positive energy, from a whole genre of people an age group that we never even thought would dig it, and they're liking it. Especially even the kids choir, when they came, they were so into the song, they were so into everything, and they're like, this is really cool. So right now at this moment, and that's all that matters is this moment, we are beyond excited and we cannot wait to see what happens, the next day, the next week, the next year.
Amazing, amazing. And how do you look back back when it all started, how as a band, as Wicked Maraya. So would you recollect some of the golden days back at the time?
Oh, there were a million. I mean, there were. I mean, we started as kids. Me, John, Mike, especially, their brother, James was our original drummer. We started in the basement. We were going to play to a bunch of friends, and I never even wanted to be in a band. And I remember the other guy who was going to be the guitar player, singer, at the last minute goes, "I don't want to sing," and everyone's like, "Wait, we got 20 people in a basement. What are we going to do?" So they were like, Lou, they didn't call me Falco back then. It was my first name, Lou, sing. And I'm like, I can't sing. But they're like, yeah, but you're a showman. You always, I like to do plays and stuff in school. I did theater. So we did like 7 or 8 songs. I remember we did Rock and Roll All Night, What I Like About You by the Romantics, and we did Paranoid.
Mm.
And John and Mike's parents in the basement had an ice bucket that you put ice in, for drinks. And it was an owl and the head came off. So we did Paranoid, and I made like I bit the ice bucket and I pulled the head off, like Ozzy bit the and everyone thought it was great. And that was it. I was the singer, whether I knew how to sing or not. So that's how we started. Rob, who's in the band now, is our drummer.
Mm.
Um, he was our second actual drummer in this band in the 80s when we were still called Mystic. We all went to different high schools together, but when John and Mike's brother James decided he was not in the band anymore, Rob came in for a year or two and we did shows. And so it's almost like we keep saying we got the band, we got the family back together, because obviously Danny is John and Mike's cousin and he joined the band in 88. So we've all known each other since we were kids. So, I mean, the start of this band and the fact that we're all reunited is phenomenal. But I mean, stories, finding out when we got our first tour with Metal Church, I mean, that was amazing. Like, we just did our, even though we'd done Lifetime in Hell, nothing happened with it. It disappeared. All of a sudden, we're with, at the time, Mausoleum Records, and we get a call saying, "Hey, you guys are going to go on tour in, April, and you're opening for Metal Church." And we were like, "Wait, what?" Like, we drove to school cranking up Metal Church. So that was amazing. Touring with Metal Church was phenomenal. The European crowds, Skyclad out, the way we got treated was unbelievable. Just unbelievable memories of playing live. But even in the following records, we toured Skyclad. We toured with them. It was great. In the States, Yngwie Malmsteen treated us amazing. I mean, we did a one-off show with him, and it was just supposed to be one little thing. And it was in San Antonio, Texas. The crowd loved us so much. Yngwie came in the dressing room afterwards and was like, "You guys are my support band for the rest of my tour." We were like, "What? No, we're going home tomorrow." He's like, "No, you're not." Our road crew had planned on going home. One of the guys, I think, might have got divorced because the wife was like, "You're coming home tomorrow." And he's like, I can't. Yngwie Malmsteen is taking us on tour with him. But Yngwie treated us great. Those were great memories. Dee Snider took us on the road. There's a Chicago band called Cyclone Temple. We did some stuff together. Everybody really, really treated us great. And you can't, obviously can't relive them, but we are hoping that we can once again get out there and just be out in the scene and playing. There are so many amazing bands, so many, cool festivals. But yeah, even though we did it for a short period of time, we were able to do a lot, and it was unbelievable. We had a really, really good time. So now we're ready to make new memories, new ones, more.
Amazing, amazing. And any plans to take Wicked Maraya to the places that you have never been before, probably in 2024 or 2025?
We are open for anything. Like like I said, we've been talking with some of the tour companies. Say where. And if it's good and it's cool, and providing we can get there and get out also, because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world today. But I mean, we're ready. We want to see who we've seen and then see where we've never been, because we have been fortunate to travel to different places on the times we toured, but there's a lot more, and it's such an open acceptance of different styles of music today. So we're ready. I can't stress that enough. And 2024, we are hoping to be out there and seeing a lot of different people.
Amazing, amazing. And Lou, finally, any message that you have for the fans around the world?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to you, my friend. Thank you to everyone who is taking, whether it's even 10 seconds to listen to a little bit of the music or something like this where I'm able to get on and be interviewed. Keith, I mean, it means more than anyone can ever imagine because we've been gone for a while. I mean, people always said they remembered us, but I think we've done our part because everyone out there has done their part. They've remembered us, they've supported us, and I think it really motivated us to put something together that was worthy of what we've done in the past, and especially worthy of Cycles, because that CD is very well revered by a lot of people. And I go online, right before we started doing this, and I went and you see the reviews, and the internet's amazing now. You can go find 1,000 pages of your band, and I started reading them, and that's what really motivated us. And especially Dan, a guitar player who, he had been fortunate enough this past year and a half he was able to mix the Gojira record and the Ghost album. He's done all the Ghost records now. He's remixed them, and he's done Avenged Sevenfold. And people he was in the studio with at his studio heard some of the Wicked Maraya, and people were like, "Why are you guys not doing anything? What, seriously? This was your band, and what are you doing?" And we were all kind of looking at each other, going, "Yeah, what are we doing?" So, thank you to everybody. Thank you. I cannot say it enough. Thank you. And we will hope to be out there rewarding the support with the best we can put out for you.
Amazing, amazing, Lou. And Lou, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on this show. And thank you for 30 years of metal awesomeness that you have given us. And thanks for these upcoming EP chapters. Like I said earlier, a fantastic album overall, and totally digging it. So thanks for this, and really looking forward to meet you guys on the road soon.
Heck yes, Keith, thank you so much. And this is amazing. I'll be pumping this, when we're out and we're broadcast. Man, you rock. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Lou. Take care of yourself and have a great evening. Bye bye.
You too. Take care.